higher ending, I think. Just because, why not? Act 1, the Kaya's Queen and Dream Sweet Wine. Go, begin hangout. Go to port. Port almost done down here. Don't know what act I'll do today. I'm pretty sure it might just act 1 because then do the rest some other time. Or ending 1.
Time to... Body and mind.
Zebra.
Hey, little birdie, don't feel down. Come and perch on my shoulder. Don't be really. No wonder they never pay attention to me. Forget it. I probably shouldn't be anthropomorphizing them anyway.
Let's
see you in some time. To which one of the Animo Archon's winds do I owe the honor? Oh, is this your way of saying that you missed me? Since it wasn't meant to be with this little birdie, I'd better leave it alone.
Okay.
If you're wondering why I'm here, Jean's been worrying about trade safety recently. I discovered this when I unwittingly burst into her office to save the day. Another job involving long-distance travel falls to me. I suppose it's my own fault for having such a strong sense of duty. Still, on the bright side, business is now taken care of. And I have unused travel funds, so I was planning to...
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war. Your place is at the front lines by my son's side. Pray tell, what provokes your unwarranted return to the palace?
A matter of utmost importance, Your Majesty. Such that I must personally report it to you.
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Actually, yes. I saw some guards do a musical performance when I was traveling with their caravan in Sumeru.
Okay.
They were desert dwellers. So are these actors. And I think I actually recognize one of them. Come on, let's go watch.
Sure enough.
Your Majesty, not only has God bestowed the throne upon you, but your beloved son, Prince Kubad, has led our brave warriors to victory against Frasyav's army. His men have laid down their arms and fled. Frasyav's brazen ambition is no more. He has bowed his head and now presents to your Majesty an offering of treasures and hostages, as well as a plea for peace. My king, this battle has finally restored the dignity. His Highness the Prince...
Ah, it's the tale of Prince Kubad. Ever heard this one? Don't worry, I still remember the general plot. Let me fill you in on the background while the king deliberates. The main characters are the brilliant Prince Kubad and his war-hungry father, King Kabus. When the prince was young, the king was deceived by a malicious rumor that the prince had mistreated his stepmother. He demanded that the prince walk through a blazing fire to prove his innocence. Miraculously, the prince emerged unscathed, thus proving his innocence. But the seeds of doubt had already been sown in the king's mind. Now uneasy in the presence of his mistrustful father, the prince requested to be sent away to the battlefield where he would fight against Frasiev's army. That's the enemy general we heard them mention just now. This is the part where the prince has won the war and decided to forge a peace with the rival nation.
Frasiov lost because he did not have the blessing of God. Our God will always watch over us and punish our enemies. Once the bells of war have begun to toll, they shall not cease until the blood of our enemies fills the land. If Kubad still wishes to be my son and hold the intaglio I bestowed upon him as proof of his royal blood, then he must obey my command.
Your Majesty, I must caution that a nation destroyed is not a fallen city writ large. If, however, my king...
Cease, Gundaf. As for my son...
What are you saying? When he was falsely accused, you once doubted his honor and made him walk through a raging fire. Did he not prove himself worthy by emerging unharmed from the flames? Now you would turn me away when I seek only to provide the wisdom of counsel. What is the
justification is that my word, not yours, is the law of the land. Cease and be gone, Gundafar, so you may spend the rest of your days with your wife.
What has become of the king that I served with my life? Fanaticism has robbed him of all reason.
I must think of a way to seize control of the army back from the hands of my wayward son, that they might continue the fight to the end. Perhaps the first task should be this.
Brilliant acting, Darbil.
I saw you approaching us in the middle of the scene. I was worried that my performance would be subpar and you'd think I was just making a fool of myself.
Not at all. Far from it. Actually, let me introduce you. When we first got to know each other, he was still a...
Nice to meet you. Any friend of Kaeya's is a friend of mine. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't making all that much as a mercenary. It felt right to me to get away from the danger and live a more stable life. I was already pretty good at telling stories, so I just recruited a few friends and started performing shows all over the country. Full disclosure, we had to put this little stage together using whatever wood and cloth we could borrow. It's really low budget. Anyway, we're all good enough at acting to get through the motions, but none of us are any good at coming up with a script. So I got a student from the academia to adapt an old story I knew to make it more appealing to our audience.
I could tell that you've had someone tighten up the lines. They turned out very nicely.
That's good. Well, as you can see, even now, we still don't have much of an audience.
Sure, why not? I don't have tickets for two, please.
There's no need for tickets. You could just get some food from Jafar Tavern. We've worked out an arrangement with them. We've actually found a sponsor for this performance, too. He's not too happy about the poor turnout, though. I doubt we'll be able to keep him for the next performance. A real pity. But what can you do, huh?
Darbil Asgar still hasn't shown up for the next scene. We should get his costume and sword out so they'll be ready to go the moment he gets here.
My apologies. I have to get ready for the upcoming scene. I'll see you from the stage.
Are we getting up acting or all the food one?
Would you two like to order some food? What can I get you? If you're looking for
Bear with us a moment. We're just going to take a look at the menu. I was at Port Ormos discussing some business opportunities, and some crook was trying to pull a fast one on me. Darbil took pity on me and politely asked him to make himself scarce. He's a good guy. A decent storyteller, too. There's a lot of fun to be had if you hate. That's my secret formula for... Thanks for waiting. We'll take you up on that tandoori roast chicken, and... We've got good seats, close to the stage, but also not too crowded. We can watch the show as we eat. If I remember correctly, the next scene should focus on the prince. But I won't spoil it for you. You have to experience it for yourself. I don't tend to judge a story's worth by my personal affinity. History always repeats itself. When you keep this in mind and watch out for the echoes of...
Here you are. The check's on the table, too. Just call...
No need. I'll pay up front. Here. Keep the change.
Thank you, sir. Oh, but this is too generous.
Call it a token of my gratitude for the excellent service. The food all smells wonderful, too. So please pass my compliments to the chef.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's dig in, traveler.
I'm kind of full.
Hey, Kaeya. I'm so sorry. But the actor who plays the prince has run into some difficulties.
Oh, we gotta play the
and won't
prince?
be able to
Or is
make it.
Kai gonna play the prince?
We can't do the rest of the show without him, so I'm really, really sorry, but we'll have to call the show, right?
Ooh, that would be fun. I wouldn't say no. Darbil, would you lose any income if I were to mess this up?
Not really. I mean, there's not much of an audience here anyway. I wouldn't want to...
Don't worry about that. I like to be spontaneous now and then. Spice things up a little.
Let me think. Well, you already know the story, so you just need to memorize a few lines. Huh, you know what? Wait, but Kubad has a specific costume he's supposed to wear, and there's no way you'd fit into it. Switching actors is one thing, but wearing street clothes on stage would really ruin the immersion.
Well, good thing that I've actually got a costume with me. It goes...
You're kidding. Can you show it to me?
Sure. If you can show me the way to your changing room.
It's in the restaurant.
But why does it save the whole goddamn thing?
Gotta say, I think I actually look pretty dapper in this. Uh-oh, not a fan of me as a prince?
Kaeya, here's your script for the next scene.
Only one way to find...
Okay, I think we've covered all your lines and movements on stage. You haven't had long to prepare, so don't worry about forgetting your lines. We'll remind you.
All right.
Great. Then...
I don't know how long these things are meant to be. I would make it like hours because what's going on with that?
General Kubad, son of Kabus, the fate of this battle is clear. I beg you, please spare my few remaining men. They no longer have the strength to fight back.
Frasyav, though you now lead only the husk of a once mighty army, I have no desire to crush your dignity. Even your most savage warriors have no desire to see further bloodshed, and none among your ranks have opposed these peace talks. Nevertheless, I must hear it from you one final time. General Frasyav, do you agree to sign a treaty in good faith and commit from this day forth to peace between our nations?
With my army in ruins, I am in no position to do otherwise, but on this, I give you my word. Yes, let us end our hostilities and send our surviving men home to their families.
We share the desire to lay down our arms for good and liberate our hearts from the dirge of hatred. Then as God above is our witness, by the authority vested in me by this intaglio of King Kabus, I hereby declare that I will spare your hostages and what remains of your army. May peace be restored to this land, and may these fields of war become a place where crops grow aplenty. My tutor, Gundafar, has already made haste to my father, the king, with the recommendation of a truce. It is my sincere hope that he will see that peace as a path to prosperity and grant me his blessing.
Prince Kubad, your name is renowned throughout your land and ours. I will place my hope in your words.
One will find on a battlefield no master of ceremonies, nor the paper on which a treaty may be signed. In their absence, let us raise our weapons and swear an oath. I, Kubad, son of Kabus, hereby pledge protection to you and all of your kin. May the oceans be stained red with my blood if I am ever to renounce this oath.
Wow, your friend is so dreamy. He's not a real prince by any chance, is he?
Isn't that
Hey,
like
Rashana,
this is
you don't want to miss this. The good-looking guy who left that huge tip is acting on stage with Darble's troupe.
Darble's one lucky man.
I return, Your Highness. I hope I'm not too late. Have you already promised peace to Frasyov?
Nay, I am not so rash as to preempt my father's blessing. I promised only what I could so far, the safety of his kin.
My child, I must share with you the gravest news. Kabus has become blinded by fanaticism and hatred, and will stop at nothing to vanquish every last man under Frasyov's lead.
How can this be? You mean to say that my father has rejected our proposal for peace?
He has indeed.
Yeah.
I urged him to reconsider, and for this I was rebuked and dismissed from his service. But far stricter punishment than this awaits you, should you return home with your troops. Please heed my warnings, dear child. I dare not imagine what unspeakable atrocities your father intends to commit.
Nay, the truce must stand. I cannot renounce my oath. How can man claim to stand above beast without remaining true to his word? The masses have grown weary of death and conflict, in both our nation and theirs. Are we all now to bend to his will, and massacre countless more to satisfy a desire that is his alone? When I departed my beloved home to fight in a foreign land, I did so to honor his wishes, and for my duty to our people. Alas, is this fate's grand design?
Yeah, very much.
Is this fate's grand design?
Kaeya, the next line is, alas, is this fate's grand design?
Must it?
Huh?
My dear audience. Oh? Then so must I shall discard this intaglio and rid myself of the—
Wait, but that's not... My dear prince, do you intend to betray your father and abandon your heritage?
Fate means to send the machinations of war to every— Fate would see my sword tainted with the blood of innocents, but I shall not bow to the will of fate. I am no pawn in heaven's plan.
Bravo! Where did this guy come from? Is he one of the new hires?
Shut up! Stop interrupting.
I, Kubad, will spend the rest of my days in a foreign land.
Oh, at least he brought it back in the end.
Prince Kubad, my child, there is no need to be rash. Please...
Gundafar, my dear mentor, but I must walk this path. Or—
Goodbye.
Ooh, it's Prince Kubad. Could I please get your autograph?
Why, certainly, ma'am.
Ooh, thank you. I'll just go find a pen.
Just an autograph? Well, you can get one of those at any time. Acting is quite fun. If there ever came a day when I left the Knights of Favonius, I think I might go into acting full-time.
Darbil, could you introduce me to this young man?
Ah, my apologies, Master Toos. I somehow missed you in the crowd earlier.
I was some distance away. I just came over near the end after I noticed that the performance was outstanding across the board. I knew that the poor turnout over the past few days was just bad luck. It was only ever a matter of time before you hit it big. The improvised section was particularly good. I think you could include some improvisation as a staple in future performances.
Thank you, sir. And a big thanks also to our wonderful prince. Had Kaeya not agreed to fill in, we might have disbanded.
Kaeya, was it? Well, young man, I must say you've made...
Thank you for the invite, sir. But I'm afraid I've reached the end of my time in Sumeru. I'm sure that my friends and family in Mondstadt must be missing me terribly.
Well then, consider it an open invitation. Once you've been bitten by the travel bug, my friend, you'll be getting itchy feet again before too long. My door is always open. If you're ever interested, please ask Darbil to reach out to me. Darbil, we can continue discussions on the sponsorship once you've wrapped up today's show. I'm going back to the inn.
Thank you so much, Master Toos. Seriously, Kaeya, Thank you. You know, you should stay for a few more days. I owe you a meal at the very least.
Darbil, Asgar is back. He lost track of time playing Genius Invocation TCG. You've got to sort him out.
Genius Invocation again? Ah, that does it. That kid's not getting away with it this time. Please
Sure, there's... Okay, I think they're all gone. Let's slip away now while we can.
And they won't even see us leaving. Yeah, everyone's got no sort of left. God, I need to speak English.
All right, this should be far enough. Don't think they'll find me here. People were starting to expect a lot of things that I didn't sign up for. Besides, the missing actor is back now. Darbil shouldn't be needing me to stand in again. I don't mind socializing, but compared to chatting over food and drink, I much prefer just going wild on the stage. What about you? Did you enjoy the show? Oh? I was expecting a lengthier critique, but you've thrown the question right back at me. Sneaky. All right, I'll rise to your challenge. Let me think. All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. Does that answer your question? Perhaps there's an inept god out there deciding everyone's fates? Much like the academia student draft... Yeah, inept is a good word for it. Anyway, that's exactly why actors need to... Oh, my dear traveler, please don't take me too literally. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. The god is just a figure of speech. The real point I'm making is about the actors. Everyone, you and I included, is both an actor and a member of the audience. If you don't like the script, just walk off the stage and join the audience. A little too obtuse? Relax. Be yourself. When I did my little bit of audience interaction back there, you had no time to prepare. You had to just say what you thought in the moment. I think those spontaneous thoughts are often the most authentic. And that's why I liked your answer. You're still holding on to the intaglio I threw you from the stage, right? Keep it. Think of it as a souvenir from my improvised performance. It's been the most fascinating day, hasn't it, little birdie?
That's one ending. Cool.
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war.
A matter of utmost
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Ah, yes. Here's given that the acting grandmasters saw fit to act. In other words, what do you... Perhaps a fancy meal at a nice restaurant? Or a river cruise that takes in the sights of Sumeru City? Oh, hey, no need to put it like that. The rules of the Knights of Favonius state that any and all expenditures during a business trip are counted as travel expenses. That's more than enough justification to live a little. Of course, with me being here on my own, it was looking like a wasted opportunity. But now that I've run into you, why don't we make this a joint trip? You're always so... And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Now I remember your honest care. In that case, I guess today's end-of-trip blowout is... Oh, you do... When I was souvenir shopping, I picked out... Let's keep that a secret. It's just that I didn't think I'd run... I want you to find out for yourself when you open it. Then it's settled. We'll leave together shortly.
purer form of water than rain. It can aid us greatly in the purging of evil.
Look, Mondstadt's windmills. Ah, such a comforting sight. Now, as promised, your souvenir. Here you go. According to the merchant I bought it from, mysterious spirits called Jinn often live in lamps like this. And this lamp in particular once housed a very powerful genie. Merchants love to exaggerate to help make
Sorry,
a
my
sale,
mic was moving, I
but
just
it's still
realized.
quite the pretty little lamp. I know you like
But
rare
basically,
things, so
I was
perhaps you can
figuring out
add
how
this
to
to your
do the
collection.
ending. I'll try it on my
Of course,
channel.
you can also use
Thank
it.
you, I'll
You're
put on
welcome.
display.
I'm glad you like it.
I didn't realize it was
I'm
going to
ready
be
to
like
head into the
this,
city
so
now.
I guess it's different.
You're free to join me, or you can make your own schedule. I could give everyone their souvenirs first, but I'm not sure whether I'm in the mood for running around and visiting people right after the long journey. Maybe I'll take a breather first.
Are we going to
But
give
I
it
know
some?
I'll only get bored sitting in my... I'm honored to have such a caring friend. Let's go to the plaza in front of the cathedral. After so long in Sumeru, I've begun to miss that slow-paced and relaxed atmosphere. There's no rush. We can take our time.
Oh, got the beginning quest done. Does that mean Act 1's done? I mean Act Part 2 quest. In progress. Nope, it's not done. Wait, if it's in progress, where the heck am I going? It doesn't tell me. Let's continue here because it's just not showing up. Also, looks like I'm going up here, okay. I got trying to call. I hate traverseness. Oh yeah. I don't understand what to do. Go to this. We get item. They said the cathedral, right? I've not the cathedral, right? And oh, that's the night airport. You use up there. And see where I'm not have to look it up because it's not looking up for me. I swear, elements like that ever helps me with anything. I know there's a guy in the back of the figure this guy loves always goes to. Oh, is there a cemetery at the back? Oh jeez. Went to the wrong back. Wait, I'm absolutely stumped. Sure. Like, it's not showing where to go. So blast. Don't. Because it's going involved. Oh, it's involved in our blast. View details of voice level. I've got to do a thingy quest quickly. Great. Just what I love, you know. Go back. Do the quest now. Story quest. Yo, return quest. Okay. Every time we use it, boulder quest again. It was a daily quest. I didn't know you can. The quest can be tracked by your dailies. Like, you listen to every day, don't you? Okay. Showing that. These hangout quests are mainly just talking quests. You don't really have to do much fighting, from what I'm aware of. Or lost while you didn't, plus then you didn't anyway. Like, if you're doing this, expect a lot.
Always lively, even late into the night. People there go to bed much later than I imagined. Quite a stark contrast with Mondstadt. Good question. Life in Sumeru is never dull. Last time I was out drinking on the street at night, some passing mercenaries invited me to dance. Although, I did learn later that kind of thing is highly unusual even there. They must have been in a very good mood that night. They taught me a lot of songs that they usually sing during feasts. It really was a fun night. Simple, honest folks like me. Fair enough. Let's see.
So it was Grace, it's because Grace was interacting with the quest. Damn you, Grace.
Excuse me, sister.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh?
As you probably know, Captain Kaeya, we've been trying to
yes.
Yes, but for maybe
I guess
Captain
I wanted to
Kaeya.
use someone.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure you've figured out who this expert is already. He has the best singing voice of any poet in Mondstadt, and understands poetry better than any other singer.
The bard.
Plus, he's exceptionally easy to find. 9 out of 10 times, he's in the tavern.
Barbados, Venti, yes, that's her name. His name. I thought Venti was a girl. Like, you would think that person's a girl.
Good day. Drinking alone? I hope you don't mind us joining you.
Hello, Venti.
Hello. Please, take a seat.
It's been forever, like a year.
Patton, 1 moonlit alley and an apple cider.
I want to do her story soon. I have to do other quests for it though, so it'll take like some time. That's really good. I am gonna focus on doing cane commissions so I actually get keys on these.
Excellent choices. Come on, let's have a toast and drain our glasses together. Here's to the time spent drinking with friends.
Ever the poet, Professor Venti. Any new songs of yours we could listen to? There's a real dearth of quality entertainment at the moment. Speaking of which...
Of course! Though the format is a little on the formal side.
So you'd say you enjoy listening to hymns?
Let me think. Well, however it's expressed, as long as you can hear the singer's passion and joy in their voice, I consider it a phenomenal performance.
Passion and joy, huh? An intriguing perspective. By this logic, I suppose Lord Barbados would also enjoy the choir's performances.
Oh? And why is that?
Think about it. It's only because of his patient guidance and protection that the people of Mondstadt can now sing such beautiful hymns in the cathedral. It must be quite satisfying for him to hear a joyful people lift up their voices in song.
Yes, well, that's a beautiful image filled with hope. But actually, maybe Barbados himself doesn't give it so much thought. In principle, the hymns of the cathedral are dedicated to a god. Huh? Distressed? About what? Ugh, she might be asking a bit too much. To be honest, if they have a natural talent for music, they should just be allowed to sing whatever they want. It'll all sound good. I'm pretty sure the first people to sing songs to the Animal Archon weren't all singing the same tune. Besides, he is the god of freedom. Surely he'd prefer to hear Mondstadters sing their hearts out however comes naturally to them.
Well, to each their own, I say. But Sister Grace seems quite bothered by the whole thing. If only a kind soul...
More drinks?
Uh-oh. I only brought enough money for one...
Another bottle of apple cider for Venti, please, Patton. My treat.
Wow! Thanks, Kaeya. You were one of the finest students ever to emerge from my fast-track love poetry class. I always did admire your enthusiasm and kindness. With the aid of this bottle, a humble bard's woes are whisked away on the wind. And so it falls to this humble bard to pass the blessing on to another.
Then this is probably the single most worthwhile alcohol purchase I've ever made. With your help, Sister Grace is a devout follower of the Animo Archon. Perhaps it's her depth of devotion that causes her to worry too much about the smallest things.
Don't worry. Just wait a moment. I'll go find her. The next time you visit her, our sweet sister shall be sad no more.
Farewell, you can't leave us. Ending complete? Okay. Wait to when? 6:18. Okay, so... I hate changing the time. No, mind it, it's just like it's another quest. Doing. I need some performance. Venti. Oh, okay.
Hello, Sister Grace.
You weren't there, Kaeya.
How are the rehearsals going?
Captain Kaeya, your bard friend has a few suggestions that are somewhat fanciful in nature.
Fanciful in the sense of not worth adopting? Is that what you mean? Everyone in the choir loves to sing, but they're used to singing their favorite songs. Suddenly asking them to sing in perfect harmony like a church choir with years of experience is just too difficult. So, why ask them to adjust to the demands of those staid old church hymns when you could—
Church choirs typically stick to traditional hymns. This is certainly an innovative idea. What's stopping you from considering it, Sister Grace?
While I don't expect a recently established amateur choir to perform on par with our own church choir, this would be a major departure from tradition. I'm just not convinced that it's appropriate.
Is the Church of Favonius really such a stickler for tradition? Giving believers the chance to express themselves freely seems like it would be a very positive thing. So Venti, do you think the Animo Archon would like to hear a new melody?
Of course! This was the wish of the people when New Mondstadt was first founded.
Okay, well let's see what our other friend thinks. Traveler, what are your thoughts? Another vote of confidence. Maybe there's hope for this idea yet. Looks like we're all in favor then.
Of course. I'll tell them now, and—
Should we find some people to help us compose the lyrics?
Good idea. Let's split up and find some contributors, Traveler. Let me think. Since we're composing a song, Sister Grace, how would you feel about us asking Sister Barbara to provide her input?
Given that the idea is to write a song dedicated to Lord Barbados, I'm sure Sister Barbara would be very willing.
Perfect.
Jean's sister.
Got it! With...
Let the wind lead. Traveler, it's been a long time since Fortunately, I have some time to spare at the moment.
You tell Barbara about the plan to write a brand new song.
I see! The hymns we know today have been passed, but as long as we put our hearts into it and write with I never imagined that the bard would come up with such an amazing suggestion. Sure.
Ah, you're here.
You took your sweet time. Psh, I've seen Kaeya play Genius Invocation TCG, making up a bunch of baloney to distract his opponents. He's a trickster, plain and simple. So now, I gotta check with you guys to see if what he's saying is true. Can we really write about anything we want in this song? Even the evils of Mondstadt's wine industry? And is the choir really gonna perform it publicly? So everyone on the streets will hear it?
I don't think anything's off limits. I thought it was a fun idea and...
Then I want to write this! All these hounds will be punished harshly by Lord Barbados!
That's a very novel idea indeed.
I'm used to just humming to myself while I work. So after Sister Grace criticized us for not singing in harmony, I was planning on quitting the choir. I never thought we'd be able to just sing what we wanted. Whew, what a relief.
Plus, we get to write a song with Sister Barbara. I'm so honored.
Thank you, everyone. Why don't we start by picking a... I agree. Traditionally speaking, the theme should be Praise be to the gentle and loving Lord Barbados.
I expect that Professor Venti might feel that topic is overdone and lacks originality, and that it may not be to Lord Barbados.
That's Kaeya for you. Got it in one. I'd suggest that everyone start by thinking of the little things in life that bring you joy. Ooh, well then can I praise the perfect fish head soup my mom cooked last night?
Of course you can.
I think I'd like to rejoice in the precious days spent together with family.
Let us praise Mondstadt, the city that allows us to sing freely.
See? Already we have lots of... huh?
Kaeya. What's up, Kaeya? What do you guys think about Kaeya?
What are you doing here? Didn't want to participate in the discussions? I just wanted to take you to hear a performance. But that obviously didn't happen, thanks to the problems with the choir rehearsal. The rehearsals are now back on track, so I've done my part. If I stay here I'd rather it didn't come to that. My songwriting abilities are limited. If doing nothing but loiter, but that would get boring after. Besides, can you be...
Oh, I spy 2 naughty students skipping class, and they just so happen to be the very 2 who asked me to help Sister Grace in the first place. We're ready to review and discuss everyone's lyric contributions now.
I still recall the teachings of Professor Venti. The Animo Archon cares not about how, with so many that's what a song of worship...
And that's the reason you've decided to leave?
Slipping away before the final verse is sung? Oh no.
Wow, that was... But to share all this with a group of friends, only to find if you don't want to write a poem... The swift currents surge, majestic waves, the stars in my eye. If you are a chaser of freedom, the...
Okay, Venti, calm down.
Of course, you don't have to believe in it, but the winds of Mondstadt will guide every lost ship back to safe harbor.
Well, after a fine poem like that, it would be plain rude of me not to rejoin you.
I want to hear the song.
Let's head back together.
Oh, that's the ending. That's a nice picture. Save it. Put it on. Road. Okay, so here. Let's do this one. To get to that one, what do you bang and get to that? I'll do this one, it's just whatever. IG4. Continue. Which one, guys? I picked that one, right? I picked the reunion.
You're always so busy. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Great. Music to my ears. There's nothing more enjoyable than the company of a good friend. Now, let me think where we should go. How about Liyue? I'd be heading past there on my way back to Mondstadt anyway, so it's not out of the way. Well, lucky me.
What about
I'll hold you to
kaeya?
that. Liyue's Ministry of Civil Affairs frequently corresponds with the Knights of Favonius, so the address on their letterhead is one of the few places I'm familiar with. I don't have much luggage, so it won't take me long to pack. Give me a moment, and then we'll head there together.
Go with the drifting. Oh, I just map. Leeway.
I've heard that there's lots to see and do in Liyue, but I'm sure you're more familiar with the place than I am. Excellent. Well, hopefully I'll get to know some of these friends for myself. It's such a satisfying feeling to just drop everything, go on a long trip, and see something new. Who knows who we might cross paths with?
Okay.
Do you know this shop? It looks pretty nice from the outside. Shall we take a look?
I did not want to.
Welcome to Mingxing Jewelry. We are a long-established trader of precious...
Let me see. What do you think, traveler? See anything that suits my style?
Actually, let's check
I trust your judgment.
Off the shelf.
Ah, you're interested in souvenirs. If you're struggling to decide, you might want to consider getting some jade. You can't go wrong with a nice jade pendant. They're an elegant addition to your look, whatever your age or gender. If you're looking for a specific design...
Oh, that's a pity. I'm just visiting and I won't be in town for very long. So as much as it pains me to do so, I'm afraid I'll have to leave this beautiful bijou behind.
No worries at all, sir. If you're looking for something off the shelf, why not go and see Mr. Shurto at the Jade Mystery? He also deals in... Exactly. There's no risk in purchasing a piece of jade that's already been cut. But you could lose all of your mora betting on uncut rocks. I won't say any more, as I don't want my fellow vendors to think I'm bad-mouthing them. But I think you catch my drift.
Yep, I am
human
drift.
nature to spend a little when you're on a trip. The Ministry of Civil Affairs takes everyone's economic well-being very seriously, and they often send out the Millilith to spread public awareness of well-known scams.
I think that's sound advice wherever you go into that. We appreciate it, boss.
So, Jane, this is the story from we had like cop place, is it, when we were doing off class before?
Welcome! Looking for uncut stones or pre-cut jade? We've got plenty of both for your viewing pleasure.
Uncut stones. Ah yes, we were just briefed on that. Let's take a look at the pre-cut jade.
Be careful, we mustn't rush into a purchase.
I believe I detect a quiet but distinct tone of apprehension in your words. Please rest assured, there's nothing to be quite so wary about with my business. Feel free to peruse at your leisure. I think you'll find that everything I do here, sure, you can bet on Jade. My terms are clear and...
Sounds perfectly reasonable.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, I'll leave you to browse at your own pace.
Amber-colored jade would probably make for a good souvenir. Why not? This is a quirky little place. Somehow, I'm inclined to entertain him for a bit. Well, if you're not interested, then I guess we'll pass.
Ahoy there, Captain!
What, a poor sailor like me? You must be joking. I barely managed to make ends meet. What about you, Chateau? Still scamming people with your pile of rocks?
Hey! Keep your voice down. Can't you see I've got customers? But more to the point, when have you ever seen a customer get scammed in my store?
I mean, you want the full list? Or... Hold up. Is that Captain Kaeya? What, brings you to Liyue?
Oh, just taking a short trip with my friend. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a good while, hasn't it?
Anywhere you'd recommend I visit while I'm here?
Let me think. Wanmin Restaurant's always a pretty good bet. Chef Mao's daughter is a skilled chef, and their prices are very reasonable. My wife can't get enough of their boiled fish. You could give that a try. And, speaking of my wife, she won't let me forget what a great help you've been to us before. So thank you, on her behalf.
Your wife? Ah, yes. How is she doing?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Anyway, I've got something I need to do down at the South Wharf, so my apologies, Captain Kaeya, but I...
All right. Ah, I finally remembered who that was. Captain Wu.
I see. So you went through that whole conversation with no idea who you were talking to. Well, that explains the generic pleasantries and the general awkwardness. Old Wu's usually quite the chatterbox, so it's very unusual for him to just take off mid-conversation. How exactly do you two know each other anyway?
Nope, that's not it. I don't give out loans. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. The captain was making a delivery to Mondstadt when his ship sprang a leak. He overexerted himself fixing it and keeping the cargo dry, and ended up passing out from exhaustion.
Well, it still seems strange to me. Sure, he's hardly the most charming conversationalist, and he's also mighty stubborn, but all of us know old Wu is an honest and kind-hearted man. His eldest was once playing on that big rock over there, when he took a tumble and injured himself. I helped to patch the kid up, and the next day, old Wu was here to buy a couple of uncut stones. I'm just surprised he was so quick to excuse himself, that's all. Normally, he's the kind of guy who, if you run into him on the street and he owes you a favor, he'll grab you by the hand and thank you profusely until you ask him to stop.
Well, stubborn, I can believe. Someone had drilled a gaping hole in his ship, and the water was coming in fast.
Someone drilled a hole in his ship? Oh dear. It must have been one of the less savory captains out there trying to sabotage his business, so they can squeeze their way into the market. When competition is stiff, sometimes things get ugly. His line of work isn't easy. Competition is Anyway, I digress. We merchants protect our goods like our own lives, so who knows? Maybe he had some important cargo to see to. Either way, good sir, don't mind him.
I am an
Since you asked about if memory serves, the...
Okay. Okay, a character's currently in a special quest or something. New details on the stage, on the stage. Okay, I'll be going to the diary again. Go back, guys.
Here, and he's still got all his limbs, so they can't have roughed him up too bad. I'm guessing Captain Kaeya stepped in before they could do either of you any serious harm, huh?
Yes, he did. Thankfully, he heard my wife crying for help and drove them away. My wife was injured and quite shaken up by the ordeal, So he took her to the winery and asked them to look after her.
So what happened to you? Where did you disappear to?
I was in the water.
Huh? What did you jump in the water for? You know they can still get...
No, that's not... They threw me into the water, and...
They did what? Did they have a weird fetish or something? Stripping a sailor naked and throwing him into the water? It's not like you were going to drown. So, then what? I take it you swam to shore?
The treasure hoarders always move in groups, and fighting back when you're outnumbered isn't usually an option. It's no surprise that they quickly overpowered Captain Wu. I'm just glad that everyone made it out all right at the end.
Captain Kaeya, please, there's no need for you to try to save face for me like this. I already owe you so much. Yet, despite that, I somehow only ended up humiliating myself further. They tossed me into the water to humiliate me, and to use it as leverage to get my wife to pay up. But they didn't know that I could swim. What I'd intended was to pretend to drown, then sneak back onto shore while they weren't looking, and find a way to rescue my wife. That was before Captain Kaeya appeared out of nowhere and saved the day. But God knows what they did with my clothes. I couldn't find them anywhere. By the time I gave up looking for them, you were most of the way to the winery, so I had to run after you with nary a thing on my...
Outrageous!
So, what happened next?
I made it to the winery, but the maids noticed me first. And they called the Lord of the Manor out to give me the beating the treasure hoarders never got around to. After my wife recovered consciousness, she had to have a long talk with the young lord to explain everything. He then escorted us both safely to Stonegate.
Oh.
Ugh. Good luck living that one down.
Trust me, I know. My wife never lets me forget.
I'm sorry, Captain. I wasn't intending to share that story.
It's fine. It's my own fault for thinking I could sweep it under the carpet and forget about it. Still, it won't stop me from trying. You and your friend are here to catch the storyteller, right? The tea's on me. In fact, they do...
Okay.
He really didn't have to share all the details of that story. But since he didn't seem
Did you
to
forget
mind,
what happened to him?
I wasn't about to stop him.
Did you avoid bringing up
I did actually forget at first.
Okay, so
but once he brought up his daughter, the memory of his naked escapades came flooding back. D-Luke thought some pervert was harassing the maids. He charged straight out the door, great sword in hand and raring to go. I haven't seen him so angry in a long time. So many people. Hey, I just helped the guy out on a couple of occasions because I happened to be in the right place
at the right time. We're talking to one. Okay, you random people, you're getting skipped.
I wonder how much...
Oh, yeah, that was odd.
Oh, poor Wu. Oh.
I'm back with fruit. Please help yourselves, everyone. My treat.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. Once my new pharmaceutical business. Shipping's impossible. I'm going to become a partner of... It's specially formulated to treat... I've suffered from it myself. It's a good cause. And a stable source of income.
That's impressive, Wu.
Oh no, not Dr. He gave me a few of his tradition...
Dr. Baiju...
Yeah. I told him... He said that he shouldn't really be handing out free prescriptions. Huh? Why would he say something like that? I mean, the guy's old, but he's still in great health.
Captain Wu, where did you meet this old master?
Just out on the street? I know that sounds dubious, but...
Hold on a second. I just remembered something. He spent a lot of mora on it. This Baifudzi you met. Did he by any chance have a goatee and salt and pepper hair?
He did.
If I may, Captain Wu, there's a lot of Mora involved here. It seems like it would be worth asking this Dr. Baiju about his master, just to set the record straight.
You're right, Captain Kaeya.
Ah, so you got
a quick trip to
scammed.
Boo Boo Pharmacy, and I can get Dr. Baiju to clear all of this up. I'm sure it's all... I mean, hopefully...
He left in a hurry. He must be stressed out of his mind right now.
Hey, let him deal with this, okay? No point in you stress. I'm no Dark Knight hero. Or martial arts hero, for that matter. Wait. Or are you? Now that I think about it, I can see you having it either way. We came here to enjoy.
It is said that the sky, yet fate fortuitous found.
Still,
Is that all? Ah, I was hoping to hear the rest of the story. It was all right.
Oh, I see the show is over. Yeah, I saw Dr. Baiju. Looks like it...
Then what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. You need to report this to the Ministry of Civil Affairs right away.
Hold on. Let's not lose our cool. Get your story straight first, so you can give them a clear and detailed account of events in the order that they occurred. And one more thing. Do you still have a way to contact this guy?
Well, I'd arranged to meet him at the Yunsheng Tea House once I've withdrawn the next sum of Mora, so I suppose he'll still be waiting on that.
Okay, so you've got another meeting lined up.
I've got no one to blame but myself for...
Your good nature is not and the way of huge justice.
Young man, you're a good person, and I'm touched by your words of comfort. Still, it's up to me to find a way to get my Mora back. The consequences are mine alone to bear. At my age, I'm sure I should be comforting the young with words of wisdom rather than the other way around.
It's obvious, isn't it? He needs to report the case to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I am quite curious. How does our chivalrous martial arts hero intend to come to Captain? There are countless victims of injustice in the world. Oh, I'm genuinely flattered.
He's blushing. I actually think he is.
Your logic is very straightforward, but I like how you think. Captain Wu, how would you feel about owing me one more favor?
I'm sorry?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, if it could be done, and the only cost was owing me yet another favor.
What exactly are you getting at?
The Traveler here is adamant that you should ask me for another favor. Personally, I blame the storyteller. After hearing the inspiring tale of Bravebeard, he's all gung-ho about playing hero and righting this injustice once and for all.
Captain Kaeya, young man, I... thank you. I will humbly accept...
All right. Now here's what I'm thinking.
Use a lollipop.
All right.
Better catch the scoundrel.
That's settled.
It's not free level actually. I mean, ending free. Wait. Next day. Okay, so next day about. I'll let you drift in a spring breeze.
Ah, you're here. Good. You've got nothing to worry. Before I toss the coin, I'll...
Hello. Are you waiting for someone? As long as you follow the...
You're right by now.
From the way you describe it, Liyue does. All that awaits me back in Mondstadt is a horde of insufferable sycophants.
I understand. For one as ambitious as yourself, Mr. Rich.
The scammer.
What are you doing? It's common courtesy to introduce yourself. Can't you see we got here first? They're running out of tables, huh?
Let's see what's at the back.
Looks like this location's getting too small for them. Very well. I'll make an exception for you this one time.
So, my friend, what's your name?
Here is the tea that you ordered.
Ugh, this tea is... Mr. Bai, this has been a most pleasant and insightful conversation.
Yes, good fortune indeed. In that case, I must thank you for your generosity.
Yeah, you're better.
You there. I'll get yours too. Oh, you can't tell? My family's lived in Mondstadt for generations. I got bored sitting around at home. The sights of Liyue Harbor are rather spectacular. I've half a mind to buy a waterfront. That would be quite nice. And the point of life is to enjoy yourself.
Mr. Rich, just to clarify, that's quite a large sum of mora as far as the common man is concerned.
The name's Albert. Surname Rich. But only the servants in the house address me as Mr. Rich. Now that we're so well acquainted, Mr. Bai.
Albert does have a nice ring to it. It is my honor.
You flatter me. What say you to acting as my guide during my time in Liyue? I'll pay you handsomely, of course.
No need, my good friend. I shan't be so vulgar as to take your mora. We're both men of character. To join a noble gentleman on his travels is a...
You there. You're welcome to join us if you want. Which clan did you say you were with? The... Hoo-Ha clan? Or Skoo-Ha, huh? Strange choice of name. Gotta say...
Yes, well, there are many martial arts clans and factions in Liyue. It's...
Ha, fair enough. Still, seriously, though, what kind of skills do you guys train anyway? It's all for show, right? I already told the server to put it on my tab. Don't bother getting her to split the bill. It'll only complicate things.
Young man, there's no need to take things so seriously. Why don't you...
Are you trying to make a point by throwing my generosity back in my face? All right then. What if I say your bill is mine and don't let you pay?
Please, my friends, let's not get so... You young people have hot tempers, I understand that.
Did I hear that right? So you'll only pay for yourself if you win, but I'll get the check for the three of us if you lose. It's not that I care about the mora. After all, I offered to pay for No, what I find truly absurd is your refusal to play fair. I demand that you also pay for 3 if you win. Fine. You can have your apology if you win. But I'm...
Well,
why don't you join us, Mr. Bai? Let's entertain this guy. What are you trying to say, Mr. Bai? Whose side are you on here? And anyway, it's no big deal if you win. It's just a few cups of tea after all.
All right then. I suppose it's not all that different from the...
All right, now we're talking. Okay, now that we've agreed on the... Well, that should be simple enough. Here, I'll take this...
Young man, I too only met this Mondstadt millionaire by complete chance today, but we're getting along just fine. I actually came here to meet with a business partner. In the real world, you've got to keep up appearances. There's no need to offend the rich. You young people are much too impulsive.
just so we're clear, let's say the marked side is heads, and the unmarked side is tails. We should also take turns tossing.
Sounds fair to me.
All right, then, I'll start it. Let me think. I'll also go with tails. What about you? Heads or tails?
Oh, darn, I won. Lucky me, I guess.
I won as well. Guess there might be a formal apology in the cards after all. I flipped the coin.
Now just wait a second.
Oh?
You are both young, and I've already seen your short tempers for myself. If Albert loses this round and this young man wins, you'll be tied. And before you know it, you'll be at each other's throats again. Well, that's not my only consideration. A dice game. If that happened, a purely hypothetical scenario, of course.
Very diligent of you.
A rigged coin will always...
What's your bet this time, Mr. Bai?
I'll stick with tails.
Tails, huh? Well, you seem to have a feel for this, so I guess I'll match your bet again this round. Tails it is.
It's gonna be heads.
Well, my luck's still just about holding out. The three of us are now you may...
Okay, and now it's my turn to guess. Not that the outcome matters either way to me. I won't even notice the more's gone.
Why did it have to be heads? This whole thing started because you two got into a spat, and now I'm the one that has to foot the bill. What say you to another round?
Sure, why not? I'm having fun. I can go for as What a miserly person. Do as you please. The two of us can play.
But, Albert, all the fun of gambling is in the stakes involved. What?
Oh, come on now.
Sure.
Well, wouldn't it defeat the...
All right, all right.
Oh my god, this is taking like...
Ooh, looks like Rex Lapis has smiled upon me today after all. Thank you. Well, in that case...
Sure. What, 50...
All right.
Great, then I'll bet...
Oh, how unfortunate. Albert, I'm terribly sorry, but as it...
Advance payment? Sorry, I'm afraid that...
This day, just
50,000? That's not what we agreed on.
Huh? What are you talking about? I think you'll find that our bet was for 50...
No, it wasn't. The amount was 1 million.
1 million? Are you insane?
I'm being perfectly serious. I know what I said, and what I said was 1 million mora.
You're lying through your teeth. Huh? What the... I'm not deaf, you know. Oh, I see. I never met either of you before today, and out of nowhere you suddenly... Huh? Do you have any idea who you're trying to cheat? I know all the tricks in the book. Well, don't you try to celebrate just yet. You amateurs have a lot. Do you really think that nobody else will have heard all the commotion we just made? All I need is one witness. Frauds! Frauds, I say! These two kids...
How pathetic.
What is going on here? If you can't abide by our rules, you're not welcome at yet.
Wait, don't throw me out! These two can't...
Well, let's take this somewhere else. I don't want any of you disturbing the other guests.
Are you JD?
Okay, you two.
Gladly. He's making up completely spurious claims. We were betting Mora over a few coin tosses, and now he wants to back out. In the land of contracts, of all places. He won 250,000 from me, then another 800,000 from the both of us. Now he's refusing to pay up the measly 50,000 that he lost in the final round.
Okay, so after settling up, a total of 1 million Mora should have changed hands. Sounds plausible enough.
Oh, it's a complete pack of lies! Hostess, if you don't believe...
Sorry to interrupt you all, but you're witnesses to the situation here. Is what Mr. Bai says true?
Oh, thank goodness you're finally here. What took you so long? That old guy's been bragging about the Mora he's won so loudly, I'm surprised the whole street didn't hear him. I was about to report him to the Ministry of Civil...
Leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with gamblers and scammers. Please, just bring me my check.
Our new owner laid down the law not too long ago. We turn a blind eye towards casual games of dice, but there is zero tolerance for any explicit gambling with real Mora. Return any winnings to the party you took them from, and we'll say that none of this ever happened.
Why should I have to give them any Mora? I don't have any Mora on me.
Oh, but I think you do. 2 investments, was it? One of them to the tune of exactly 1 million, as it happens. Oh,
you... Wait.
Halberd! Fang! There's a gentleman here that I'd...
Please, please don't.
This was never your Mora to begin with. We'll be returning it to its rightful owner now.
Yeah.
What did you think, Captain Wu? Could you hear clearly from your corner?
Yes, everything.
Woo. This was your doing, along with that blonde one. And all the customers on that... I know where you live, and I know what your wife looks like, and your pretty little daughter, too.
Who'd be scared of a crook like you? I'll take you on any day of the week.
Well, let's see how long that false brother...
Oh, look at that. He figured it out.
Don't you two get cocky either.
My apologies for having to leave this question until you'd vacated the premises. But I couldn't have things escalate inside the tea house. I noticed that all the guests on the second floor were present before you took your seats, then left almost immediately after you. Would I be correct in saying you were looking to set this man up?
Wait, so you saw through it, right?
Under normal circumstances, we would never tolerate a scheme like this taking place on our grounds, as it risks damaging our owner's reputation. However, I understand that our owner holds the traveler in high regard, and must have good reasons for their actions. Still, I would appreciate an explanation, if only so that I can answer to the owner.
Ah, as I thought. When you're operating on someone else's turf, you run the risk of clashing with the master of the house. Thankfully, we considered that possibility before going ahead with our plan. Over to you, brave hero.
Okay, I understand the situation now. It goes without saying that I have no wish to stand in the way of your chivalrous...
Well, Captain Wu, remember what I promised you?
Excuse me, coming through. Is this the
Yes, that's him all right. The one who scammed Captain Wu.
Wait! Where's your evidence? And Wu, you've already recovered your Mora. I don't deserve to be...
You can't talk your way out of this one. You're already suspected of defrauding multiple victims out of smaller amounts, and the combined total meets the threshold for a conviction. If it turns out you're guilty in this case too, it'll only add to your sentence. Does the plaintiff have any witnesses? If so, we'd really appreciate it. You got tangled up in this too, huh? In that case, please come with me. Your witness statements will play a crucial role in helping to move this case forward. Don't worry, we won't take up too much of your time.
Hey, keep your hands off me. I'll cooperate.
Thank you so much.
Well, I haven't...
Let me think.
Sounds fun to me. Let's...
Oh my god, this one's super long. Is that like super long? Jeez. I expect this. Okay, so I guess all of that is gonna be differently long. I'm assuming this is gonna be the ending. If we get like I have a decent picture or whatever.
Well, this was certainly an eventful end to my trip. Wouldn't be much of a lucky coin if it had. You still need some practice to master the technique, but luckily it decided to play nice and, a better question to ask. My answer would be that I tell the coin a joke every time. Of course, this whole arrangement hinges. Yeah, I was a little surprised. A good gambler always keeps their options open. So when I went to the counter, I marked a regular coin as that safely avoided any risk of him finding out about the trick coin. But hey, what does it matter? The fact that he made especially as long as I chose, then things would have gotten really interesting.
You two are genuinely the smartest people I've ever met. Well, I may not be the smartest guy around. We were just ordinary acquaintances. You had no reason to help me as much as you did. If there's anything I...
No? You seem my informants have... and you're... Well, this is the regular coin I prepared for the contingency plan when I was borrowing a pen from the... If it's heads, we're friends. But if it's tails, you're at my beck and call. May the Lord of Geo decide.
So, was it heads or tails?
What do you think? What does your heart tell you?
I understand now.
Picture. Yeah, see? Wait a minute, James, before I continue this. If it's way harder to do this probably on thingy. Yes, continue there. Yeah, continue that. Reunion. Okay, let's do another start. This is the Let me say anything different this time? Probably. Turn the Mondstadt once again.
Look, Mondstadt's windmills. Ah, such a comforting sight. Now, as promised, your souvenir. Here you go. According to the merchant I bought it from, mysterious spirits called Jinn often live in lamps like this. And this lamp in particular once housed a very merchants love to exaggerate to help make a sale. But it's still quite the pretty little lamp. I know you like rare things, so perhaps you can add this to your collection. You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. I'm ready to head into the city now. I could give everyone their souvenirs first, but maybe I'll take a breather first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting in my... Yes, I suppose. Okay, let's start by going to the Knights of Favonius headquarters. Jean and Lisa will definitely be there, and with any luck, we might run into a few others too.
I'm gonna say Lisa again. And Jean again. And maybe Elmo. All the Knights of Favonius. The Knights. I care about that, okay? I'm just like, I use it when I'm like, I do other stuff. Just to do something, for being sake, that's how I like it. I should probably have like that my band, but it is what it is. I just made it. Ah, Jean. How long has it been? A year?
Hey, you two busy?
You must have had a tough journey, Kaeya. Oh, it's been a while, cutie.
There's a reason
Yes,
what's going.
welcome back, Kaeya. Why is
All
the
their
honorary
dialogues.
knight accompanying you? I understand. Back to matters at hand, Kaeya. I have already received a few days ago.
Just doing my duty. Anything to reduce the acting Grandmaster's workload. Oh, I nearly forgot. I have some unused travel funds.
Given the suddenness, but I didn't think there would
Just doing the right...
souvenirs from Sumeru?
Here, the letter opener is for Jean. The jeweled brooch is for Lisa. And the items in the box are for everyone else.
The artistry of this is exquisite. Look at the ornamentation on the sheath. This must be one of those crafts unique to Sumeru. It's my first time seeing one in person. Thank you, Kaeya. I love the color of the gem in this brooch. And the setting is so elegant. You have excellent taste, Kaeya. This can't have come cheap.
It wasn't too bad. I didn't spend too much.
Might I intrude a moment?
Albedo, is that you? Come in.
I finished the latest quarterly expenses report for the workshop.
I actually haven't met
It's ready for your
Albedo in any
review.
quest yet. Gotta be
Traveler,
honest.
greetings.
It's like,
And
it's
Kaeya,
kinda
welcome back from Sumeru. I haven't seen you in a while.
Haven't seen him in any of the stories yet, I don't think. Because there's all the like story quests or like random quests you find. I've already found Albedo in the quest.
You two look like you're in good spirits.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, the honorary knight and I traveled back from Sumeru together. Ah, yes, and I brought some souvenirs for you and Klee. They form a set.
Ah,
Hold on.
please. Do I get
Let
to
me
see
dig them
Klee?
out.
You're too kind. Klee has been constantly inquiring as to the timing of your return lately.
Since you weren't around, she thought you had also been grounded, and that it would be a long time before you could come out. Children always have the most peculiar way of looking at things.
Also been grounded? Sounds like things haven't been too dull for you all in my absence.
It's Klee's third time this month.
Evidently, you're not the least bit surprised.
No. On the contrary, what would be a surprise is if Klee ever managed to stay out of trouble for a substantial length of time.
I want to
Anyway,
do these quests now.
Since
so
my
badly.
souvenir is part of a set with Klee's, there's no rush to give it to me. When Klee's next, released, I'll bring her to see you sometime. We'll collect our souvenirs together.
Sure, makes sense.
No, was he
Leave the
Klee?
surprise for the person who'll enjoy it the most.
I'll leave these documents here.
Kaeya, I've approved your
Where is
vacation
Klee?
request. Use this time to relax and unwind. You too, honorary knight. There isn't any work the Knights of Favonius require your assistance with at this time,
I mean,
so please
bullshit.
take it
Force
easy.
my assistance with.
Thank you.
Enjoy your vacation.
Don't worry, I'm nearly...
That the easy one? Nope. Do not get anything for Amber? Great.
I'm surprised Klee still hasn't escaped. I taught her a few tricks just before I left. Kids will always have their moment. Well, now that all the gift... Ooh, how about we visit the Dawn Winery under the pretext of delivering souvenirs and try to score some free wine? D-Luke should be there tomorrow since he has business to deal with. But then there's nothing scheduled for the day after tomorrow, so perhaps it'll be easier to get free wine then. What do you think? When should we go? Great, then it's settled. Let's meet the day after tomorrow at...
I actually had a choice though. Maybe it's supposed to just give gifts around, I'm pretty sure that's like the main bit of this adventure, I'm hoping anyway. I ain't too big. It's just like one ending. It's basically like 5 days with Kaeya, I guess you could say like that. Oh, there's all wineries over here. I always think that his tavern is the winery area, but no, it's not. This is so big for this guy's bag. It's floating. You take this. I do not speak English. For a second. Ah, kaeya.
You're more punctual than I expected. Let's head inside.
Master Kaeya? And the Traveler? Welcome, welcome. Please, come in. I'll fetch you both something to drink.
Long time no see, Elzer.
Yes, it's been a while, hasn't it? So, what brings you back to the winery this... Sorry.
No need to be so formal.
Ah, what a pity. Master Diluc went out to handle business last night. It hasn't...
Never mind. The main thing is that you and Adeland are here.
She's taking some time off. She was busy cleaning yesterday, and finally has a bit of time to herself.
Perfect. I brought some gifts for you both. Here, this belt buckle is for you.
My goodness! Would you like anything to drink?
Well, what?
Let me fetch a barrel and have...
Oh, I won't be needing an entire barrel. A couple of bottles will be more than sufficient. Else Diluc might say I came here to beg.
Oh, Master Diluc might grumble, but he doesn't mean it.
Much obliged. Then I'll have a glass of dandelion wine and a glass of cider lake for him, if you please.
The name is not that literal. It is a drink with virtually no alcoholic content, as Master Kaeya will be aware. I'll prepare them now. Please, wait a moment.
Strictly speaking, that's not entirely true. Cider Lake does have a tiny amount of alcohol in it.
Please, enjoy. Pleased you liked it. Looks like my bartending skills haven't faded with it.
How have you been recently?
To tell you the truth, we've had our work cut out for us recently trying to fulfill some major orders.
So, you've...
Master Diluc was concerned about the same thing. But with him being out on business for a few days...
At least take... If you're worried about having...
Master Kai.
Alright, alright.
I want to see Klee. Come on, I need to see Klee.
While I'm resting,
don't worry.
Get out my way.
Though, it's a pit. Of course it's...
Nope.
Sorry, I'm a little late to the welcome. The reserve collection is reserved for...
Oh, Adeland, surely you misheard. We were
I see. Anyway, what brings you and the Traveler to the winery today?
We just returned from Sumeru, and perhaps enjoy...
How could I object? We're simply happy...
Oh, Adeland, I also brought some gifts for you all.
Oh my! I can't believe you remembered something like that.
Of course I remember.
No, you're all grown up now, and you don't get sick nearly as easily. You don't need me to look after you.
True, I don't get sick as much. But speaking of being looked after, when I was in Sumeru, I did find myself...
Oh, are you hungry?
Well, now that you mention it...
Steak?
Oh, yes.
Fragrant cedarwood?
Yes.
My pleasure.
Pretty sure Diluc and Kaeya are brothers. I don't know if we'll actually find that in this one. Huh? You are then. There it is, Sam.
Grilling the steak over fragrant cedar. Since using an open, I can offer you a satisfying salad, cold cut platter, and anything stewed. Okay?
I'll take a sad thing.
Master Kaeya really likes stewed vegetables, but it takes the most time. Of course! I looked after him and Master Diluc when they were growing up. He wasn't always such a complicated character. He was a gentle child, polite and very sweet. Boys, huh? The gentle ones grow up to be wild. At least that's my experience. If there's anything you don't understand about Master Kaeya and his antics, please. His temperament has changed quite a lot over the years, but he still has a lot of the endearing. Kaeya is much savvier and more mature than he used to be. Goodness knows he can be tricky to deal with. But let me share a few. When he answers your question with a question, stop and think carefully about what he wants you to believe. And don't be led on by him. As for not knowing what he's up to, that's because he loves making up a good cover story. But don't let him get to you too much. Do you know why it's called that? The name was coined by... They were adorable when they were young. One time, the winery was Master Diluc wasn't happy about. And how did I find this out? Because when Master Kaeya attempted to distract me, I could clearly see Diluc hiding around the corner of the corridor, gesturing to Master Kaeya to direct him through the whole thing. The Captain Kaeya of today never bats an eye when he lies. But anyway, they were... Though I'd originally planned to secretly finish off the work for him, but when I peeked inside the cellar, I found that Master Kaeya was already there. He and I finished. Master Crepus wasn't. So you see... His friends have a special place, and Kaeya's quite a smooth talker. Ah, good.
I want to see Klee. I want to see Klee. Come on.
Drinking fine wine, eating Adeline's oh? What has Adeline been telling you? So she told the good stories. Well, shucks. Now I'm in...
Food's ready.
Oh, we never imagined there would be such a magnificent feast. I'm afraid that just won't do, Adeline. I'm serious. We get to... After all, I don't live...
Since it's you, Master Kaeya, I see no... I know that us sharing a meal is a sign of our close relationship, but this is technically against the rules for a maid, so... Please forgive me for rebuffing you at first. I didn't mean to sound traveler, given how petty Master Kaeya can be. It must be hard for him to make friends. Does he have any friends in the Knights of Favonius?
Looks like my efforts have paid off. See, Adeline?
Everyone else but me, Kai, apparently.
Hello, everyone. Pardon me, but is this Dawn One? I'm Guangzhe, a guard with the Secure Transport Agency under the Leo Communications Office.
No wonder Elzer felt so strongly about staying. He certainly wasn't kidding about how busy it is. Mr. Guangzhe.
The pleasure is all mine. The Secure Transport Agency has worked with your fine establishment in the past, though we have only corresponded through letters. I always found it a great pity that I, the overseer of our cooperation, have never had the occasion to visit in person.
Why don't we go inside to discuss the details? No doubt the conversation will flow better with some of our wines to taste.
Certainly, Master Kaeya.
And how might I address you, sir? As well as your...
Just Kaeya is fine. I'm standing in today for Elzer, who usually
A pleasure to meet you as well. I'm not just here today to pay a visit. I actually have an invitation for Master Diluc to cut the ribbon at a ceremony to celebrate our agency's business. Our collaboration with Dawn Winery last year was quite successful, and I was curious about your product shipment plans for the next quarter. If it's no trouble, please, also mention to Master Diluc that our agency has expanded this year. So if the winery has any additional needs, please consider us.
Master Kaeya, the apple cider you request...
Master? Wait. Pardon my foolishness, but might I inquire as to your relation to Dawn Winery?
I'm Master Crepus's adopted son, and Master Diluc's brother. However, as
Okay,
a serving captain with the Knights of Favonius, I am rarely at the winery.
My mistake. I apologize for not realizing earlier. I do hope I have not done you a discourtesy.
You may have misunderstood, Mr. Guangzhe. Though I am Master Diluc's brother, I don't actually live at Dawn Winery. I'm also a guest here today. I'm merely here receiving guests due to Elzer being temporarily indisposed. But please, don't worry. I will be sure to extend your invitation to Master Diluc.
Thank you for your graciousness. I knew the Dawn Winery's wines were delicious, but I am only now discovering how wonderful the apple cider is. It has a clear and inviting fragrance.
In addition to the apple cider, the winery has an extensive collection of reserve wine. Adeland.
We're going about your wine, jeez, Kyle.
Thank you again for your most please. It was a pleasure. Here's hoping we'll have a...
The guest has left, Master Kaeya. It's not all I really wanted. I have never
I understand, Adeland.
Oh, Diluc.
Now this...
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
Now that was fast.
The doctor said there was nothing to worry about. I just need some rest. But on the way back, I met someone who was looking for Master Kaeya.
Kaeya!
Shh! Klee's here to rescue you! Come on! Let's escape! Mr. Honorary Knight! Are you grounded with Kaeya too?
Grounded? Yes, Albedo was saying something about that. Sumeru was fun, but it can't compare with Mondstadt. So here we are.
You two must have done something to make Jean mad, but that's okay. Kaeya has rescued Klee loads of times before, so when Albedo told me you came back, I went and said sorry to Jean. Kaeya, you're free now! We can go play together again!
Oh, if my memory serves me correctly, this
is a fully qualified Knight of Favonius. Klee.
Hello, miss! I'm Klee. We're sorry. Please don't ground Kaeya.
What?
I really need to take Kaeya and Mr. Honorary Knight away, so we can go find Albedo, Sucrose, Amber, and everyone else and play together.
I see. Hello, Miss Klee. You needn't worry. Master Kaeya's grounding is long over.
See, Adeland, you don't need to worry about me. I have lots of people to care for me now.
I was just end. That's a good ending to us. I'm just happy we got to meet Klee at the end. Okay, I've actually never in the storyline, but yeah. Let's save that. Do the homecoming quest and then choose different path, I believe. Once you get the hang of it, they are easy to navigate the thingy quests. I mean, maybe
I'm
it's
surprised
just
Klee still hasn't escaped. I taught her a few tricks just before I left. Kids will always have their moments of mischief. But to be able to grow up without a worry or care in the world is something truly precious. Well, now that all the gifts for the Knights of Favonius are with Jean, how about we visit the Dawn Winery under the pretext of delivering souvenirs and try to score some... Diluc should be there tomorrow since he has business to deal with. But then there's nothing scheduled for the day after tomorrow. What do you think? When should we go?
So it's this tomorrow.
That works. Then I guess we'll see Diluc.
Okay. So that's what the thing was. Right, so that's a change. I'm just gonna go over this Dawn Winery anyway. So. And can he deal day after tomorrow, so like tomorrow, so about here.
I take my meals cold to quiet the spirit and calm my vital energies. Jinshin infused water with ice is the most effective. It was worth the trouble.
I get in there. I'm not that. No, yeah, I'm just got into the new area. Where's the door? Okay, right. I literally went around the whole of that thing.
You made it. Come on, let's go inside. Brace yourself for some sour grapes.
If you're not feeling well, then let me go this time.
Oh, I'm fine. It's not serious.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important.
What are you doing here today?
Oh, it's nothing particularly pressing. It's just that we recently returned from Sumeru, and given how long it's been since we last visited the winery, we thought we'd drop by and say hello.
Is that it? Make yourselves comfortable, then.
Oh, do you really mean that? Because my definition of comfortable happens to involve prodigious amounts of your finest wine.
Sounds like you're in a hurry to reach your goal. Been plotting this raid for a long time?
Plotting a raid? Why, you misunderstand me. The truth is, a rumor happened to reach my ears recently. My informants tell me that last month, the Dawn Winery spent a large sum of mora on 2 bottles of limited edition Northland Valberry liquor. However, it turns out that they were likely just cheap knockoffs masquerading as the real thing. Of course, a teetotaler like yourself would struggle to tell the difference. So why not get a connoisseur to help you appraise the quality? Oh wait, but the sterling reputation of Dawn Winery is at stake. Why, if you really purchased bootleg liquor, that would be scandalous. Better to have unknown and insignificant alcohol aficionados do the taste test for you, to prevent word getting out.
Quite the story. You used that one last year. Got anything else?
What? Really? I totally forgot. In that case, how about the principle of reciprocity? Here, this is for you. I bought it for you in Sumeru. And it cost...
Thanks. Put it on the table.
That's it? No comment whatsoever?
You want a comment? Okay, then. This thing is very in line with your unique... Elzer, fetch a bottle of this year's newest batch from the warehouse, or else someone will keep blathering on with endless excuses.
One moment,
What's wrong, Elzer?
My throat is a bit raspy is all.
Many illnesses are caused by overwork. If you don't get enough rest, medicine alone won't solve the problem. Surely you should have long since handed over the work of the winery to Diluc by now. You can't keep being Diluc's butler. He's becoming a louse.
Actually, most of the time he...
Take some time off, Elzer. Don't put it off any longer. I'll handle the guild matters. It's important to take care of your health. You have to take it seriously.
Master Diluc, Master Kaeya, thank you both.
Enjoy your vacation. There's nothing quite like enjoying a quality wine while feeling the gentle breeze.
Normally I'd accompany you, but...
Really?
I asked Connor to select a bottle of our best. He'll bring it by shortly.
You asked Con...
He hasn't seen you in a while. He's just happy to be able to do this for you.
Considerate as ever. Ah, Elzer, I also brought you a gift. Here, this...
Such art?
Glad you like it.
Very well, Master.
Elzer is a good guy, and he's very responsible. But with 1,000 different things to worry about each day...
Master Kaeya, your wine, and an apple cider for your friend. Traveler, this one's for you.
Oh, very... No need.
Don't mind if I used to always pour...
Well, since it wasn't me harvesting the grapes, de-stemming, or crushing them...
It's an important step if you'd like travel.
It isn't near...
Master Kaeya is seeing the grape.
Wait.
Oh, goodness no.
Oh?
Well, you know,
Connor.
Oh, so Master Kaeya.
That was because...
Ah, yes.
But on a serious, even though I couldn't... How could anyone... So, let us...
Here, here.
Speaking of wine, Connor...
I get a present too. Time really does... Now, I have...
How is Tunner holding up?
He's still tough, but getting on in years, so some things just aren't as easy as they were. But he's used to doing things his way, and a lot of the temporary... Master Kaeya, if you have time...
I definitely owe him a visit. I haven't...
You owe him a visit, so what, we're gonna visit him? You look a bit old, mate.
Busy day today, Tunner?
Oh, Master growing sets.
No need.
What about your friend? Doesn't he want to try?
Allow me to introduce...
Ah, the honorary nut...
Harvesting grapes is... Do you still remember...
I believe... What's this? Come with me, young...
Have I shared practical tasks in this progress?
Ooh, you have nimble hands, lad. Master Kaeya wasn't nearly so careful when he was young. He mangled so many his first time. What a waste. Fortunately, the young master has a good head on his shoulders. Didn't take long for him to get up to speed. And now he's turned into such an outstanding young man. Polite and kind.
He's over there,
If I
so
had
I'm
a
assuming
son
we're
as
going
exceptional as Kaeya, oh, I would be the happiest man in Mondstadt.
He's just standing staring at grapes. Where are these print coming to be picking? Oh yeah.
There's a few more rows of grapes up ahead. Let's finish picking them together. These grapes look excellent. You're a fast learner. I'll take them. Master Kaeya, I don't know him, and without I've been worked, but I can see
yeah, what
that
my
you have
YouTube
hearing that
on
puts
your
my
story?
mind at ease.
Wonderful.
You're looking very...
Master Kaeya.
Of course.
This whole lot feels really on a journey with that. And that is all of it. I do like the whole review invitation. Okay. You got this, you got all this ending. Yep. Yeah, we go split into two, and you got that. That ending which is that. That ending which is this ending which is that, this ending which is that. Is that. Can I click on them? Got that. Finally click on the others. Oh, you must do this actually. You got that. Then you got that. Then you got that. Then you got that. Then you got that. Add the pictures, I would say. It goes this, 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 and this. How the pictures look. Okay, ending. You get rewards for doing these hangouts, by the way. So if you do want to do hangouts or eventually you get done with, you might as well do the hangouts and get some rewards for it. Okay, that is the video done. Hope you enjoy me doing a kayak hangout.